What do we have here? Mangrove? Toadstool stem? Oh my god. Oh my god. I think this is going to be the frog episode. Hey and welcome back. Welcome back to the Academy of Witchwood. My name is Guilford, and as you can see, I just stumbled upon a ribbit village. So I think it's time for me to get some friends to, well, bring back home. I would say I told you at some point we will have a frog episode. I think this will be it. I'll just grab myself a bunch of these little guys and take them home, and I'll see you in just a second. Because it has just gotten spring and it's still a little, well, cold outside, you could say, let's release the ribbits up here in the school. I do have one that is playing the flute. Another one that's standing around. That one is playing the bongos, and this one's taking a cello. Let's get another one. That's a little gardener. That's cute. And I got 5 more. Ooh. That one just buffed me with jump boost. Alright. I think this is very cool. I think some of them can trade too, so I can get amethyst. Or buy myself a bucket of axolotl. Nice. You're selling toadstool blocks, mossy oak planks, swamp lantern, and maracas. Nice. I think this is just amazing. I will have a bunch of little guys standing around playing instruments from now on. And the rest will probably be somewhere around. I do hope that I don't need to name them and they will just not despawn by themselves. Other than the ribbits, you can see I do need to turn this off. You can see my merits are fast at work. Or not, because seemingly they can't work with mithril. Probably need to collect those. And you can see we do have some stuff here like 26,000 iron dust, 18,000 redstone, 19 or 20,000 copper dust. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff. So these are hard at work, and as you can see, I have increased the amount of starbunkles running around to collect things because it was just too much. But what I want to do now that we're talking about frogs is I want to go a little bit into frog logistics. You know, in Create there is another type of frogs. These ones. Package frog ports. And these can be incredibly useful. So what they can do is move packages. And to get into packages, we do need to get some cardboard. And to get some cardboard, we just need to have any plant materials. I think sugarcane should be a valid option. If I take a look here, we do have a mixing recipe exactly. There's a category called pulpofiable. We just need to mix sugarcane with water and we get pulp. And then we can press pulp to get cardboard, and we can use cardboard for a bunch of different stuff, like item frames and presents, like books and a set of cardboard armor, and also a block of cardboard. And this is one of the things we will need for the beginning. And I did set up a water tank here, which is just filling. Thank you, little Starbuncle, for doing your work. And a rune of mixing, which we can just use to throw all of this in, and we're getting pulp out of it. While this would have been like exactly as easy just using base create, hey, I did say I want to use runes for this, so I'm going to. And there we go, with a stack of pulp. And we can just throw these into our press here and get the cardboard out of it. So, what I want to do with these frog pots is to automate a bunch of things. For example, if I wanted to have a certain amount of cardboard on hand at all times, I could set up an automation that drops pulpifiable things here on this rune, collects the output somehow, sends the output or the pulp over to this barrel, and gets the results from this barrel and put it back into our system. Sounds good? Yep, exactly things like this we can set up with frog pots. And to do that, we need to use stock links and factory gauges. And all of this will work nicely together. So let's go over to one more room that we haven't filled yet and start setting up. Create logistics. And the room I'm talking about is the one here above our storage room. So let's take the elevator, and I already went ahead and set up a storage lectern. And you can see it's linked to some coordinates. And if I open this up, we have our whole storage connected to that one. So you can link storage lecterns to another. There's only one true storage lectern that is connected to the storage, and all the others are like access points that you can use. I think I went one step too far. First of all, I need a packager. And a packager is just some iron, some redstone, and a block of cardboard, which we have 2 of in the system. So let me get those. And we also, earlier than later, need some frog pots. I also crafted those up. Packages are connected to a block, and they have a special texture to the side they're connected to. And they can pull packages of stuff out of this and send them somewhere else. If I connect this one, now it says new link network started. This stock link can see everything that is within the network and can tell the packager to, pull things out from there. We can also add another one to put things in. This one doesn't need a stock link. It just needs to, put in packages. And now we need to connect things with our frog pots. And to do that, we first of all need to have some sort of connection. And this connection will be done via chains. Yep, like these. But not only chains, but also chain conveyors. which need large cogwheels, which I don't have on stock, as you can see, but let's get some. And also get more chains. How does this work now? You can use chain conveyors to connect 2 points in a system. So if I place a chain conveyor here, and I, well, for demonstration purposes, place one here, I can click those in between with chains. And now you can see they have a chain going this way, and you can't see, but in the wall there's a chain going the other way. And you can also see these shafts in here. If one of them gets power from any source, they will move the chains in the direction, and this shaft will move with it and everything else. And you can also just dangle on these chain conveyors if you have a wrench, which is super fun, especially when they're moving at high speed. What we now can do is use our frog port and choose a place on this chain conveyor, which is not going to show right now because of my shaders. And we can place the frog port here, and we can say, can it send and receive, or can it only send? This one can only send. And now this frog is connected to this chain. And isn't that one cute? I mean, the ribbits are cute, but this one is a mechanical frog. Yeah, I know. Now, when any other stocklink says, hey, I need some items, this stocklink can tell this packager to pull these items out of our storage, and this frog will put the package onto the chain and, well, move it somewhere else. What I want to do is to connect a few places. So first of all, we do have at least 3 different places where we have items. We do have items over in our main building where we have the merit crusher sitting. We have items over in our lighthouse where we have the Drigme farm, and of course we have items down here. So we need to have frog ports on all these locations, and we need to have them connected with chain conveyors, so things will end up wherever we need them. The thing is, frogs can only connect upwards to chains, so we might need to drop the packages somewhere below ground before we can set up an under-earth network, because I really don't want to have chains running all the way around in our more fantasy-looking environment. Let me set up a few of these chain conveyors, let me set up a few frog ports, and I'll get you back and show you what we have. And after a few changes of plans, I moved the entire thing underground. So I created a subterranean level. I moved the things from our top level here. Nothing is up here at the moment. I will change that in just a moment. But we do have our chain conveyors set up down below here. So if I grab on that one now, I can ride it all the way over here. And you can see there's a package spinning around because it has nowhere to go. Which is a try from, well, the lighthouse. If I order something from the lighthouse, it will just drop down these chutes, end up in this barrel, and this frog will send it to the conveyors. And, well, you get it as a little package. And you can see here there's a bunch of stuff in that, nothing of which I need right now. but you can also take a package, just shift right click it, and you get the stuff in your inventory, which I then can use to dispose into my network. But this frog can send to here, and what I can do now is go back to my central stage here, and if I want to take a look what is in the whole network now, I need a stock ticker. Let's get one of those. This needs to be linked to the network, be placed down, and you cannot use directly, but you need to seed a mob or a blaze burner next to this block to use it. So let me get a seed. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's drop it here, and let's see if we have some soul gems with things in it. Those are empty, but here we have a crow, a turtle, and a shadow snail. A shadow snail seems perfect for this. Did that work? Now it did. Fantastic. Now this little shadow snail is part of our network, and I can just right click it to see what's in here. And you can see we have 38,000 redstone dust, ESneum dust, iron dust. This is from our dust factory. We also have a bunch of feathers. We have all the wood that is in our mob farm. If I take a look here, the legendary ink is in our mob farm. The Efrit essence is on top there. Things like an orb flora, which I didn't even know I had. Seems like a new mob had created those. So in this list, I can see everything that is overall existing in any of the linked inventories. And if I went ahead and said, let me get one of these orb floras, I can just select this. I can also select a bunch of those or scroll it to the amount I want to have. And then I can set a package address. And I'll just use storage, which is the only address packages can be sent to, which is my main system. And if I click on send now, I created an order, and seemingly that was already in storage because, well, it came out of this frog and it went into this frog again. Do I have orb flora here? Oh yeah, I do. Cool. I don't know what this is. Well, but for example, if I wanted to have some merit essence, okay, I have those in here. Feathers are also here, iron dust. I only have one. Let's say I wanted to get a stack of iron dust, or maybe like 6 stacks, send it to storage. The request is sent, and now we just need to wait for the iron dust to appear here, and it should come as a package from over there. And after a while again, we now have some frogs set up. So for example, our smelting setup now has a frog called Smelter, which deposits packages into this packager, dropping it into this barrel. Things get smelted, hopefully, and the results will go into this packager, gets packaged up and sent out via this frog. You can see chains don't care about things in the way, so they will happily go down here and down there, just through the ground. I know this is not the prettiest, but I don't have a very good option right now. And to be honest, I'm too tired to really think about it. Down below, I had to change one thing. The packager here was, well, what do you want? Come here. The packager that I had here was removing the labels where the package should go. So that's the reason why they went around in circles here. That problem is now fixed, and these frogs will happily send out the packages to wherever they should go. So if I went ahead, let's take a look at this, and I talked to the snail and said, hey, I would like 3 stacks of eosnium dust sent to the smelter. I can send the request, fly over here, and you can see there's a package going up, and up on top we do have things being smelted, and this frog sending out the items every second. That's because I have this lever here, which sends a redstone pulse. If I want this to be a little slower than all the time, what I can do is use pulse timer instead. If I have a pulse timer here, it pulses every second, but I can say, no, I want you to pulse once every 15 seconds, and now the frog or the packager is collecting items from here every 15 seconds instead of permanently. Which will result in a lot less packages getting sent to storage. And this is the first step into really automating things. Now, let me get one step further. What I want to do is to really define where things are going. And for that, I need to use another item, which I don't have crafted up yet, which is factory gauges. Those are rather expensive, costing a stock link and a precision mechanism, and you only get 2 of those out of every recipe. But let's get a few and set this up. So, tune them to the network where items are, and this is now something I can put here on top where we have a lot of wall, where you can just place them on the wall. And I need to place in an item to monitor. So let's go, for example, for iron dust. At the beginning, we will only have the option to say, okay, we are monitoring things. I can say I want to have a certain amount of this in stock, but, well, I can't produce iron dust non-automatically, so there's no reason to. What I can do now is to set up another gauge and say I want to have iron ingots in the system. And now I need to go here, say add a new connection, and I can select the iron dust. And now I have 1 iron dust equals 1 iron ingot, and that's exactly true. I can set this to maybe packages of 16, because when do I want 1 iron ingot? Now I actually go higher, I set this to 32, so. And I need to say where it needs to go to make iron ingots out of iron dust. And that is smelter. And if I save this, I can say how many stacks do I want to have in storage. And I can now say maybe 16 stacks. And you can see there's a lamp glowing. I don't know how much iron do I have in storage. Oh, I have 2100. That's more than enough. So that is okay. That's filled. But from here on, I can also say I want to have iron nuggets. And iron nuggets you can get out of iron ingots. Now I need to say, how can I get this out of this? And to be honest, I don't know. Let's see. What can I do? I do believe I will need to set up a shaped crafter to actually get iron nuggets out of this. And you can also say here, use mechanical crafter. And a mechanical crafter can only do one at a time. Well, that's too bad. And I can also already tell this will be done in the crafter. But there is no crafter yet. So I will need to set up the machines to, well, do what I want. And then I can automatically request and stock items. And that's the plan, and that's what this wall is for, and this wall is for, and, well, maybe some more walls are for. I want to automate quite a few things. And I don't want to bore you with me setting this up. I'll get some things together and I will show you in the next episode. But for now, I think with all the frogs that we have, I'm quite happy. There will be more frogs. There will be a lot more frogs. Maybe also some vanilla frogs. Who knows? Either way, thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening. Have a great day wherever you are in the world. My name is Guilford. I'm signing off. See you next time.